Hey, welcome to another episode of the Creative Studio 101. I've got a guest with me here today, JT. Welcome, JT.
Hey, how you doing today?
And what we're going to be doing is going to be talking about the internet speed, because in my last video, I was talking about internet speed and how to do a test on your computer. And JT is going to bring us up to speed and tell us what that Mbps means, megabytes per second.
Yes, we're talking about internet speed. And the best way to think about it is when you're traveling on the highway. When we're driving, we think of how many miles per hour we're driving. But because the internet is moving much faster, we're speaking of in terms of seconds, milliseconds. So they have a basic standard phrase they use, megabytes per second. And it simply says, how fast am I running on the network? Especially for two of the most important things that you need on the internet. And that's what's known as your upload speed and your download speed.
Right. Now, I had a client just the other day, and we were trying to do a Zoom conference, and she was trying to share her screen with me, and she could not, she could not share her screen. So what I told her to do was to do an internet speed test, and we did that, and she was getting 1.72 download and 3.22 upload.
Oh, yeah. This creates a problem, and what it does, it's a matter of how fast it's talking back and forth. The faster the speed, the better the quality of the service that you'll be getting, especially if you're using like video or you're using like audio talking. If you're just reading the newspaper online, then the speed is not that important. But if you're trying to do something that requires things going back and forth, movies and so forth, then it will make a big difference.
Exactly. Now, JT, I know you do this a lot in your job every day, and you work with individuals that are having, issues with the same type of a problem. So what do you generally tell them to do to remedy this situation?
Yeah, well, in our agency, everyone is working from home basically. And so the problem that everyone has started running into is you had the mother, father, brother, sister, grandma, everybody was at home on the internet. And as a result, it slows the internet service speed down. And so people were having problems getting back and forth to projects they were working on at work. And so what we do is very much what was done in the last video. We tell people, take a speed test. And once they take the speed test, at that point, we can then make recommendations as to different things that they can do to improve their service and their speed.
Okay. Can you give me at least one that you would tell them to do to get their internet speed up and going?
Well, one of the simple things that you can look at is really how far are you away from your router, or what they call the modem, that you're paying for with your internet service provider. The further away you are, the slower your speed will become. For example, if you live in a townhome, let's say, and the router or the modem is on the first floor and your office is up on the third floor, well, you're going to have a difference in speed than if you was on the same floor or if it was sitting right beside a desk that you're working on.
Okay. Now, what if that doesn't remedy the situation for them? Maybe they are next to their router and so forth. What else could you kind of tell them to do to get more speed?
Well, today we use so many different devices, especially wireless. One of the things that you can do if you're close to your router, for example, if it sits beside your desk, is actually to buy a little cable, little 4 or 5 foot cable, and plug it directly into your laptop or your PC into the router. And that will actually give you the fastest speed that you probably will be able to get because it's a direct connection. Mm-hmm. Whereas with wireless, it's actually beaming the signals through the air. And so it has to go through the walls and go up the steps. And if you have multiple people in your home that's using the same Wi-Fi that you're using, then everybody is going to slow down.
Exactly. And then what's the final thing that they could possibly do to get faster speed?
Well, this is the part when we recommend people, this is the worst part. Sometimes, unfortunately, there's an old saying, you pay for what you get. Sometimes you may have to contact your internet service provider and request or ask for a faster speed, which of course means it's going to cost you more. But as they say, you get what you pay for.
That's right. Well, JT, I thank you so much for being on the Creative Studio with me and helping my audience to realize that there could be some things that they can do with their internet speed. And I appreciate you sharing your tips with me today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on.
All right. We'll see you on the next video.